Okay, recording. All right. Well, yay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming tonight to our April FP webinar. I am super excited that we are doing this and that we kept it. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not feeling well earlier. I have a migraine coming on. But I popped some pills and we're just going to roll with it. And we are going, so Molly Moore is here with me. I'm sure pretty much all of you, most of you know Molly, but Molly is a coach with LuLaRoe. She just hit coach last month. Holla! She and I are going to tag team tonight and just go through some, I'm calling it like back to basics. That's what home office talks to us about all the time. And I want to just go through high level some things that I think we could all use a refresher on. I torment myself a lot about these webinars and what to go over. It's very hard when you have a team of 400 to 500 women and we are all in different levels of our businesses. And so I spend probably too much time thinking about what am I going to talk about on these things? What if somebody just joined? What if they're in the queue? What if they've been here for 2 years? And I think what I've learned over time is that we can all use a refresher. And we can all go back over things that we've heard before and spend some time on them, because you might hear it a little bit differently this time around. You might hear a little bit like a different nugget that you take away. And so I want to start doing a series of trainings. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't really want to do it just for our monthly webinars because this would go on until the end of the year. So I'm trying to think of different ways to do these more quick hit. Maybe they're lives, things like that, where we are going to hit on a lot of different like mini subjects about getting back to the basics. So things like, well, tonight we're going to go over roles and responsibilities of the different roles within the company. So consultant, retailer, sponsor, trainer, coach, mentor, things like that. And then all of the different resources that are available to you. And some of the other subjects I had written down was thinking about, you know, selling and upselling, booking parties, whether that's in-home, online, fundraisers, you know, all the different ways that you might be able to get yourself and your business in front of other people, pop-up prep, hostess prep, both in person and online, social media tips, time management, all that stuff. And I'm not going to do them all. So I want to invite other people to do these trainings because that's the other thing I feel like you guys hear from me all the time. And I want to give you different perspectives. So blah, blah, blah. I'm going on and on, but that is what I want to start doing, a little round of mini trainings on getting back to the basics. So we're going to start that tonight. I have a few housekeeping items I want to go through first. So we have some upcoming trainings within the company. April 24th, the Be On Purpose Tour, formerly known as Inspire. Yes, Inspire. I get Inspire and Vision sometimes confused in my brain. The Inspire Tour, where they came to Columbus last November. The closest stops to those of us who are in Ohio or in the Midwest are Indianapolis. That is on Monday, April 24th. It is sold out, much to my dismay. I couldn't decide which city I was going to go to. I finally decided Indianapolis because it just works out better for my family, and it's sold out. So I won't be going to that one. The other one is on Tuesday, April 25th in Pittsburgh. On May 8th, I talked about this yesterday on my live. Yes, on my live, on the my Monday check-in live. If you haven't watched it yet, we are doing a breakout session FP training on Monday, May 8th. This is an in-person training. It's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. I am going to create the event. I haven't done it yet. But it's going to be informal, casual, but we're going to do breakout sessions. So we've reserved a couple of rooms, and we're going to break people out kind of based on their the life cycle of where they are in their LuLaRoe business. So whether you are, you know, brand new to the company, if you have owned your business for less than 6 months or maybe 6 months or more, honestly, I don't know. We haven't gotten all the way through that yet, but that is in the works. And I just want to remind you guys how important it is that you attend trainings. There are a lot of training opportunities out there. There are the home office weekly update calls every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Pacific time. They do a weekly training at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Pacific time, every single Tuesday. If you're in the queue, they do queue calls on Mondays. If you're a trainer, they do trainers calls on Wednesdays. Coaches, we have calls on Mondays. FPs have a monthly webinar. If you guys are under a different trainer, then if I am not your trainer, then your other trainers are likely doing trainings for you separately as well. If I am your trainer and your coach and your sponsor, I am doing monthly webinars for those people and the monthly webinars for FPs. So there are tons of different webinars out there. There's Super Saturdays. We're doing the breakout session I just talked about. There are so many different opportunities to get training, and it is your responsibility to call in for them and to make it a priority to go. So this is an area that, I do want to give just a little bit of tough love about, only because I feel like people are not showing up for the trainings. Right now, there are 50 of you on here, which frankly is the most we've had in a while on the FP webinar. And so I am thrilled that many of you have shown up. We had 165 RSVP guests. And so that is a major bummer that people are not making it a priority. There are other things that come up in life. People have pop-ups scheduled. People work nights. I get it. Life happens. Like, it can't always happen. But it is really important that you make it a priority, because you can't complain that you're not getting any training, or that you don't know what to do, or that you're not doing well and you're struggling if you're not making these things a priority. It is critical that you do that for your business. So make sure you're planning your schedule around it. When you sit down with your schedule every single week, which you hopefully you're doing, because that's part of time management, and planning out your days and planning out your schedule, then make a note to do that. These FP webinars are scheduled through June right now. They are always the second Tuesday of the month. Don't schedule a pop-up on those days, or know that you need to be home by that time those days. Make it a priority so that you can get the information and absorb some information as you need it. They are recorded because, like I said, I know that there are times where things come up and you can't make it, but I just think it is important to make it a priority. And obviously I'm preaching to the choir right now because you guys did make it a priority. Yay! But I also know there's going to be other people watching this later, and I just want to say that for the record. So thank you all, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, for making it a priority to come on this webinar tonight. Okay, enough of that. All right, a little bit more housekeeping before we move on. I want to remind everyone, this is on the pinned post on the FP page, but I just want to remind everyone on the protocol that you should be following when you have questions or are searching for information within your business. So the order of contact that you should be making. So you have a question about your business. The first and foremost thing you need to use is the search bar. The search bar either on the FP page, on your other smaller team pages, or the search bar of Google, or even Retail Therapist. There are a number of different pages that you can use the search bar for. But use that search bar, type in your question, type in some keywords, and see if the question has been asked. Because 9 times out of 10, it already has been asked, and you can get the information that you need from there. Try different search words. Sometimes what you are thinking it's called isn't what somebody else is. So just try, just give it 3 minutes of time to search for it and see if that question, if an answer comes up that helps answer it. Maybe it doesn't come up, or maybe it did, but it's not exactly what you're looking for. Then you should reach out to your sponsor and ask that question. Your sponsor can help you. If your sponsor cannot help you, then you and she together can reach out to your trainer. It's really important that both as a sponsor and as a direct of someone, that you are doing this together, because it's a learning opportunity for both of you. If you as a retailer are going around your sponsor all the time, your sponsor is not learning how to answer those questions for you. And if you as a sponsor are sending your direct to somebody else, if you don't know the answer, then you are not learning the answer to that question. So it's important that you guys go together to ask that question. So you will go to your sponsor first. If she does not have the answer, you will go to your trainer next to get the answer for that question. If your trainer does not know, then you can come to me through our team email. which is teamfashionpassionistas@gmail.com. I ask that you don't send me PMs on Facebook only because I get so many every single day. They unfortunately, some fall through the cracks, and there's no filing system, as you guys know, which drives me crazy. I wish there was, but it's so much easier to manage those things through the team email. So just wanted to review that protocol and for you guys to follow. I also have homework for everyone. I would like for all of you to go, not go, but just to know your upline. Know who your upline is. So that's your family tree. So you are Jane Smith. Who is your sponsor? Obviously, you know that person. Who's your sponsor's sponsor? Are they a trainer? If they are a trainer, then regardless, who is their sponsor? You need to know your tree all the way up to me. So if you don't know it, that's perfectly fine, especially if you just signed up, but go to your sponsor and ask. If they don't know, keep going up as far as you can until you've hit a wall and you don't know anyone else, then come to me. Because I can pull that up in the back office and I can tell you your whole tree. But please don't do that right away. Ask until you hit a wall and you don't know who it is. But I want you all to know that it's really important that you know what teams you fall under and who is your upline, who's your trainer, who's your sponsor, now there's Molly and Crystal are both coaches. So I'm not even everybody's coach anymore. I might be their second coach, if that makes sense. So just know your upline. Okay. Phew, I'm long-winded already. Let me take a breath. Okay, so let's get started on the real part of the training, which is back to basics. So I talked about that earlier. If you guys have questions as we go, please feel free to type them into the chat or go over to the Q&A section and we will answer them as we go. Obviously, we cannot see you guys, but I want this to be casual, more like interactive. I mean, we can't do a Zoom. I don't even think you guys probably want to be on camera. I know I don't at this time of night, but I want it to be interactive even though we're not all looking at each other. So if you have questions as we go, feel free to type them. So back to basics. We've heard Mark say this before, and I just want to reiterate it, that we have a very, very simple business model. It's not easy. Be very clear that we're not saying it's easy, but it's very simple. There are 2 steps. You order wholesale at wholesale values from corporate, from LuLaRoe home office. You sell at retail to your customers. Rinse and repeat. That's it. You buy at wholesale. You sell at retail, and you do it over and over again. Keep it that simple. It's so easy to get overwhelmed and make it so much more complicated than it needs to be. So there is a saying, KISS, we're going to say keep it super simple. When I first learned that, it was keep it simple, stupid, but this doesn't seem as nice. So we are going to, okay, that's interesting. I just got a little message that says I'm logged in from another device, so I'm not really sure.
How did that happen?
I don't really know. I don't think there's any other scheduled webinars right now. Okay. You guys might have to use the Q&A because the little error that I just got, the little message said that Messenger is now inactive. So I don't know if that means
I can see too. If there's a message.
Okay, so maybe it will from yours. Okay, let's keep rolling. So don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. That's what we're going to talk about. And like I said before, I want to schedule some mini trainings on some of the basics. So the first thing I want to go through today, I actually went through this in detail back in October during one of our webinars, but I think it's worthwhile to revisit it. One, because as we see, not everybody calls in for these webinars. And 2, we have a lot of new people. So I am going to share my screen so that you guys can see. Hold on, let me get the presentation pulled up so that I can walk you through this deck. Yes, share screen. Okay, Molly, since I won't be able to see Messenger, can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Clarity by Design. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so this deck was shared with us at Leadership back in October. Yes, in October. And it was the first time that LuLaRoe really put out there some clear expectations on the different roles within LuLaRoe and being a retailer. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through this. I'm not going to go through it in huge detail because you guys can always go back and watch my reporting from before, but there are some key areas that I really want to focus on, and that is really around retailer expectations and sponsor expectations. So let me first go through here. Wait, is it showing up? Here we go. Okay, so here are the different roles within LuLaRoe. There is, once you are in the QBs, as we affectionately call you, you become, actually, this needs to be updated. This was before we were called retailers. So you can also, the next step after being a QB, and once you onboard, is you're a consultant. If you choose to start a team or have people sign up underneath you, you become a sponsor. Once you have 10 people on your team, 10 total people, 3 of which are your direct consultants, they report directly into you, you become a trainer. Once you have 3 trainers in different lines, you become a coach. Once you have 3 coaches, all in different lines, and 3 trainers in different lines, you become a mentor. That's a whole separate training all on its own. So a lot of you are probably sitting there scratching your head saying, what did she just say? We can do a whole separate training if you guys want to on kind of the leadership plan and the hierarchy and what it means and different lines and all that stuff. But just so you know, those are the different roles. You will hear those titles being discussed a lot of the time. So those are the different roles. So first, I want to talk about QBs and what's the expectations of you. Home Office has suggested that as a QB, you host at least 2 in-home pop-ups. I mean, you don't have to host them. I think attending at least 2 in-home pop-ups is critical. I would actually increase that to 4 or more, under 1 a week at least, with different people being the hostess or being the consultant that you shadow. Shadowing is critical. That is where you learn the tips and the tricks and how things really work at in-home pop-ups. Or if you want to learn the online world, go sit with somebody one night while they are doing an album upload or while they are going live, and you can help them behind the scenes. Any one of us would kill for somebody to help us while we're doing those things. You will learn the most by shadowing people. So do what you can to shadow people while you are in the queue. I'm really going to go through this quickly, but identifying your why, creating your why sentence. I mean, having your why, you hear us talk about this all the time. Sometimes it seems really lofty, but it's not. I mean, it's just really important to know why you're starting this business, because it is important to revisit that and come back to that very often. When times get tough and you get stressed, it's so important to remember why you started to begin with, because that's what keeps you going. While you're in the queue, you should be attending the Q Club webinars, be on the FP page, be on your smaller team pages, absorbing as much information as you possibly can. Learning about our team, learning about LuLaRoe, all of that good stuff, and get ready for the fun to come. I'm going to keep rolling. So once you are a consultant, a lot of this really just surrounds all the different things about LuLaRoe. So again, learning and living the mission and the core values of LuLaRoe. We talk about culture all the time and how important it is to understand the culture of LuLaRoe. Culture is a very difficult thing to teach. It's something you just have to live and experience. And so that is, I try to get that across as much as possible, but I think it comes across best when we are doing in-person training. So the more in-person trainings that you can attend, the better off that you will be. And then being a learn-it-all. So constantly absorbing new information, attending the trainings. I cannot stress that enough. There are so many opportunities out there to learn. Make sure that you are attending them. Make it a priority. Oh, and there it is. Keep it super simple. I think this next slide, this is the really important one here. These are the fundamentals. And
so, Lindsay,
yeah.
Sorry. There was a question that came in. Does LuLaRoe have a mission statement?
Does LuLaRoe have a mission statement? Yes, they do. And I should have it memorized, but I don't.
It's probably on
what's that?
Fashion Fundamentals, actually.
Oh, good. Perfect. Well, Molly will touch on that. Yes, we absolutely have a mission statement, and I could paraphrase it right now, but I would probably butcher it. So Molly will go through that in a little bit because she's going to go through Fashion Fundamentals for us. So right here, this slide is super important of the list of things that as a consultant, you need to know how to do. This slide is also really important if you are a sponsor, because this is what will help you understand what you are supposed to be training people on. That's a question that I get very, very often is, can we have training for sponsors? I don't know what to do. I'm a sponsor now. I'm not sure what to train people on. This is a great area. I'm not going to dive through every single one of these, but this is a great list for you to start from. If you look at this list and don't know the answer to something on here, then you should ask. If you are a retailer and don't know the answer, ask your sponsor. If you're a sponsor and thinking, I don't know how to train on this, then go to your trainer or go to your sponsor to figure it out. That's why it's important to know your upline, because you just keep going up the ladder until you get the answer that you need. But right here is a list that's important for you guys to know how to do these things. When we say 72-90, what are we talking about? It's a 72-hour game plan, doing it for 90 days, committing to your business for 90 days. The first 90 days that you get started, fully 100% committing, not doing it half-assed, sorry for the language, but not doing it half-assed, being all in for 90 days and doing the 72-hour game plan every 72 hours for those 90 days. Booking pop-ups, I mean, all of this stuff are things that I want to do some of these mini trainings on, but understanding ethics and compliance, LuLaRoe etiquette, there actually are etiquette documents out there. Learning how to style, fundraisers, these are things I had touched on before that we will do some mini trainings on, but that's a great list to get you started. We are not going to go through this right now because Molly is going to later, but Fashion Fundamentals, if you haven't spent a lot of time on this website, you absolutely need to, and Molly will explain why in a little bit. Okay, so sponsor expectations. This is probably one, this is one that I want to spend just a little bit more time on here, just about the expectations of a sponsor. So, when you are a sponsor, you are at a point in your business that you have mastered all of the retailer expectations. You are now at a point that you feel like, I am far enough along in my business that I can confidently teach someone else how to do the same. You are introducing LuLaRoe to somebody else, you are supporting them, you are bringing them into the team, you are teaching them everything about LuLaRoe and how to do their business. A very important distinction for all of you to know, when you are a sponsor, you are a business coach, you are not a business partner. I think a lot of people get very confused on that, and there are oftentimes misaligned expectations that sometimes retailers or consultants out there expect more from their sponsors than what a sponsor actually is. They're not your partner in the fact that they need to tell you how to run your business. That's not their job. They are there to support you in your business and in your decision making and to offer help along the way. So that list that I went through on the previous slide, those are all areas that your sponsor should be teaching you about, and you as a sponsor should be teaching someone about. Taking responsibility for that. It is a responsibility. If you sign somebody up, you are willingly saying, I am going to take this person under my wing and I am going to train them. I'm going to get paid for the time that I spend doing this, and it is part of my job now. And it is. So if you take on that responsibility, it is part of your job. And it can be a lot. It can be very difficult, but you are willingly taking that on by giving somebody your link. People don't just show up underneath your tree. You have willingly gone out there, had these conversations with people, you have signed them up, so now you need to take responsibility for that and train them. You are committing to their success. That you succeed when they succeed. That's how the payment structure even works. When they succeed, you are succeeding. So you want them to be successful. treating your business like a business. What does this mean? To me, this means that if you, like I said, have mastered all of the previous consultant expectations and you have gotten your business to a point that you feel like you're ready to take somebody on and teach them the same, then you should become a sponsor. If you are treating and running your business like a business every single day, then, and I'm not saying that you have to be doing 12 grand in sales. That's not it at all. But you have taken your business seriously enough that, and financial success has nothing to do with that, but that you are ready then to take on a sponsor. I think you need to look in the mirror, because I think a lot of people just sign people up without either having been in the business that long, or they're struggling in their own business and they're not, you know, selling or ordering or doing all the things that we as consultants are supposed to do. Frankly, you probably just shouldn't be a sponsor, because what do you have to offer that person? I think it's something that you really do need to ask yourself, because people come into this, I think, when people are in the queue or want to join LuLaRoe and really have no idea how important being on a good team and having a supportive sponsor can be to the success of your business. It certainly doesn't make or break, but it does make things a lot easier. So I just want everybody to take that seriously. And if you have questions about how to do that, I mean, this is something during our breakout session that we do in May, that we plan on having some breakouts about when you're a sponsor, and some training for that specifically. So we can dive into that more. Molly, do you have any questions, or are there any questions?
No, not anymore.
Okay, perfect. Let's see here. I'm not going to go through all of this right now. We're not going to go through that right now. I can make this deck available if anybody wants to spend more time through it or going through it. But like I said, there's an entire training on this that was already done. So I just want to hit on the high level points. But talking about trainer expectations, so I would have to sit and count, but I think we probably have 15 or 16 different trainers on the FP team right now. So who are these people and what is their job? So once you are a trainer, your job is to oversee your team of people and to help them. It's just like being a sponsor, but you now have gotten to the point where your job is bigger than just your individual directs. It's also your job to help train the people who are directs of your directs, if that makes sense. So your first generation, your second generation, etc. As a trainer, you know, they are providing team motivation. They're holding training webinars. It could be live. I'm not talking some big formal official webinar like this. It doesn't have to be like that. It could just be inspirational quotes throughout the week, but they are doing things to help motivate and inspire your smaller team. Making sure that the water gets to the end of the row. We talk about this a lot at LuLaRoe. When we think about Deanne and the culture of LuLaRoe, she depends on all of her coaches and mentors to make sure that we are teaching the culture and we are teaching the fundamentals, and that we are getting her message across, because she can't reach all 70,000 consultants. So she is wanting to make sure her front line, which are the coaches and mentors, are learning that information, and then we are teaching the people below us. We are teaching our front line and our second line, and so forth. And it goes down deeper and deeper and deeper, so that the water is getting to the end of the row, to the bottom of the tree. So that is part of trainer expectations as well. There are coach expectations in here. So every level builds on the other one. So, you know, once you're a trainer, it's assumed that you have mastered being a sponsor and mastered being a consultant. And once you're a coach, it's assumed that all the other expectations of consultant, sponsor, and trainer are all being met, and that you are then doing the additional responsibilities. I think the important things to note in here, that you are a creator in all things and inspire others to be creators. If you don't know what the word creator means, then I recommend you read The Power of TED. It's a really great book. It's a really easy read, but it talks about the victim mindset and how to turn being a victim into being a creator. And so here are some, all the other responsibilities here. I'm not going to go through all these. And then mentor expectations. Right now, our mentor is Lisa Jones. She leads the retail therapist team, so she is my sponsor. So for those of you with your homework, you have just filled in the mentor role there as Lisa Jones. Okay, so those are the roles and expectations and roles and responsibilities that I wanted to walk you guys through. Let me pull my screen back down. Okay, did any other...
There was a question just to make this information available.
Yes, I will save that deck out on the FP page. All right. So now Molly and I are going to walk through other resources that are available to you guys. So Molly, do you want to kick it off with Fashion Fundamentals?
Sure. Let me share my screen here. Okay, can you see it?
Sure can.
But I wanted to get on my, okay, wait. My tabs are at the top here. Okay. I wanted to start out. Can you see that now?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Fashion Fundamentals. So this resource that we have, and I'm not sure how many people really know about it and really know the depth of information, the wealth of information that's available at our fingertips, but it's pretty amazing. And I know that Home Office has been working a lot on getting all information together in a clean format, and you can tell, I mean, it's pretty amazing. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, it is called Fashion Fundamentals, okay? How you can find it, there's a couple different ways. So I'm logged into Build, so this is Build. And when you log in, obviously you see your dashboard. There's a couple different ways to get there. So down here on the lower left, there is a blue little tab that says I'm changing role. So our April password is Be On Purpose 17. Okay, so you can either click here to the Fashion Fundamentals link that's right here, or you can go on your left-hand side tab under Tools and Assets. There it is, Fashion Fundamentals. So once you click that, it will ask, well, it'll ask for the password. So you enter the password, which I'm already in it, so that's why it didn't ask me. And here is what you see. Fundamentals. So, and if you have, I would say another homework assignment is to go into Fashion Fundamentals and just play around. Just play around and look for it. If you're new to LuLaRoe, this is like a gold mine. Like, I remember when I first started, I wanted to get my hands on as much information as humanly possible. I wanted to get all the information. And this is your resource. This is perfect. There are great ways to start your business. There's great information for pretty much any level being a LuLaRoe retailer is. So if you're new to LuLaRoe, definitely dive into this. This is fantastic information, and I'll kind of walk through it with you. Maybe there's some, and I know there are a lot of retailers out there that maybe have lost their initial momentum. The honeymoon phase is over. Not quite sure how to get some more information just to kind of get the juices flowing again. This is your space. There is videos to watch. There are countless number of information here. And then maybe there are retailers out there that want to you want to grow your team. Maybe you have one sponsor right now, but your goal for the end of the year is to hit trainer, or is to just hit 5 people on your team. Like, that's a great goal. There are videos on here that will help you talk about that information of becoming a leader. So I want to kind of just go through the main screen. You first sign on. Okay, everything is dated. So this is pretty much videos, this first screen. Here they talk about the new feature in Build that you can click on as of March 16th. There are great videos of previous leadership conferences. So I know when I went to leadership back in October, I think it was, I wanted to attend every single panel discussion, every single thing that we could possibly do. And I think you had to choose a couple different things, and I wasn't able to watch all of them. It's all here. So they have, there's a couples panel. So we have LuLaRoe retailers who are coaches and mentors who brought their spouses, and the spouses talk about their business. So that's great information to maybe have you and your spouse watch together. There is, Super Saturday information here. What exactly is a Super Saturday? How can you get information on Super Saturdays? And it's not, those of you who are familiar with Simon Sinek, there are videos. Simon Sinek has videos, and here we are. Find your spark. Simon Sinek's 5 rules to follow as you find your spark. So this man is amazing, and he's not related to anybody LuLaRoe, but he talks to us, and everything that he says is empowering. It is just inspirational, and you will all of a sudden, it'll be like, oh my gosh, it's 45 minutes and I'm still listening to Simon Sinek, and I had no idea it went that fast. But he's a genius. And so there's not just LuLaRoe people on here. But I mean, there are some stories here, like the story of a box over here. Like, what happens when I place an order? It goes through Audrey. I mean, there's great graphics in here to kind of give you some information. I know the other thing, and I've touched in this, but just recently, over the last week since Lindsay told me I had to talk on this, I've been diving into it a little bit more, and I can't even believe we have like coloring and palettes, and this is called, I think it's under the Kaleidoscope, which I can tell you, but they tell you, they talk about color palettes like rosewood and skies, and here's like different ideas to give you for putting outfits together. I mean, are you kidding? Like this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a gold mine. And it talks about, Kaleidoscope. It talks about all the different color palettes. So I don't know if you can see. So here, just different ways to look at how they do this joy. I mean, there's different styling opportunities for you to look through and get inspiration from to create outfits for your VIP group, or like, oh, I never thought to do that. I mean, we have such amazing art to play with, art in that it's our clothes, and nothing makes me more excited than putting an outfit together that just like zings and just makes you feel so excited. This speaks to that. So there's information there. I'm going to go back here. So the first page is just basically like chock full of great information. So take your time, look around, and here's even how to enroll, steps to becoming a LuLaRoe retailer. So there's stuff on fundraisers. And also Amelia has her time management speech that she did back in leadership in October. And she is amazing and has her own Facebook page group. So if you're not involved in that, reach out to your sponsor or one of us, and we can lead you to that, because that's great information. There's videos on our mentors who went to Guatemala back in October, and I know they recently just went back there recently. And the video of our plants and our people that are doing the job. I mean, it's just like great to see that part of the business. So, I mean, I could talk about this a lot, but you get the idea. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is right over here on the top left-hand corner, there's these three little bars. If you click on that, you get even more information. So say you want to know, you have a potential retailer that you're talking with and you wanted to get the most up-to-date onboarding packages. Looky there, you click on onboarding packages. You can save it. You can right click. I'm a right clicker. I right click everything. Right click and save it to your desktop or screenshot it, whatever you need to do. But on the bottom of these onboarding packages has the date, the revision date. So this says March 3rd of 2017. So you know, oh, right here, updated 3/3/17. So that information is there. So you always know where to get it, and you don't have to be like, messaging everybody and saying, where do I get the onboarding package? There is also the newsletters that they send out, which I don't know in the last time, I guess it was March. Yeah, because that was last month. But they have all of the newsletters listed here. Look at how pretty it looks. First of all, it's organized, it's easy to see, it's easy to read, and it's hours of great information. So the other thing that I wanted to show under these little three bars here is when you click on training, they do have Q Club calls recorded. Tuesday training calls, which are every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and other like training the trainers webinars and key training presentations. I forget what that is, but if you click on Tuesday training, which is what was today at 4 o'clock, but they don't have it. This is from the 4th, so last week. But they have all of these listed here. So if you can't get on the call at 4 p.m., which I know that's kind of for Eastern time, I know that's kind of an awkward time. Here it is. You get to see the whole thing, 42 minutes of it. And I think they even do have, yes, they have the, what's it called?
Closed caption.
Yeah, the closed caption down here, so you can follow along for those that need it. But that's great information there. So basically, the other thing, okay, wait, and here's the kaleidoscope. So that works with pairing up your giving you inspiration for color palettes and stuff that you can do, differently to kind of mix up your inventory. So here, I mean, it's just, you guys get the picture. Life in LuLaRoe, leadership, information there, and texture. So they have the elegant collection listed here. So basically anything that you would want to know about LuLaRoe is here. And you also can come, if you don't want to scroll down on that main screen, you go to categories. And if you wanted to learn anything about culture, they pull all the videos from culture that are, listed here. So anything relating to culture is right here. I don't know. Are there questions coming in? I think I see something blinking.
One just came in. Let me look at it.
I can't tell.
Oh, Patty said that she posted a kaleidoscope picture that had a piece in it that she had, and it helped her sell it.
There you go. I've done that too. Or just like, hey, I have a lot of these mauve colors. Like, what do I do with them? And then people are like, oh my gosh, mauve and gray. It's so pretty together. But that's a great idea to do. And the pictures are beautiful too. So here's one on social media. So I just clicked on social media, how to promote your Facebook group. So here's great ways to promote your LuLaRoe Facebook group for selling. So I challenge everybody to take some time and dive into this. Just, knowledge is power, and we have it here for you. It's laid out. This is so amazing. I am so excited about this. Everything is right here. And there's even a search bar. So if you don't, and I think my little screen is okay, yeah, right here. The little search bar, you can search fundraisers, you can search styling, you can search leadership, you can search whatever, and it'll pull up what you need. So I was searching for, speaking of search, I was searching for the mission statement, and for some reason I couldn't find it here. I know it's probably here somewhere, but just on short notice, I couldn't find it there. I did go into assets, and I downloaded, or I went into assets, which takes you, that's a whole other, I don't know if you were going to touch on that, Lindsay, or not.
No, go ahead. Well, I mean, it was a little, it was going to be my next bullet, but you go right on ahead.
Okay, so if you go into your dashboard under Tools Assets, that top one says Assets. Click on that. It takes you to the Dropbox. And this has been updated, and it's great. So you would click either webinars, I think, are the older webinars, but definitely go to Back Office Assets and play around. If you need sizing charts for your in-homes, you need to like print them off or whatever, you want to save them to your computer and load them to your VIP group, this is where you can get sizing charts, fundraiser information, pop-up boutique assets, capsule collection. So there's really great pictures, photo shoot images down here. Now, of course, my computer, my internet is, have been avoiding calling Time Warner Cable just because something is going on with my internet.
Well, while it's thinking, I have the mission statement here.
Oh, good.
Where through fashion we create freedom, change lives daily, and celebrate that you can be you. A place where love, purpose, happiness, and growth allow us not only to dream our success stories, but live them. So there you go. And
I found it. So here I clicked on sizing chart. So here's the new Scarlet. And for me, I know some people have had like some difficulty downloading. I just go over here to the pink download and click that. You can select a couple of them and then click the download button here that way if you want to do it. Either way, it just depends on how you want to search. But so how I found the mission statement, and I know this because I saw it there before, under wallpapers. If you guys want to snazz up your desktop or your iPad or iPhone, you can go to wallpapers, and I know that they had the mission statement in the form of a desktop wallpaper. So that's where I found it. But I just kind of cheated because I already knew that it was there. But so basically, okay, wait, sorry. Now I am, there we go. Okay, so sizing charts, fundraiser assets, there's hostess information, there's signs. If you need pricing, like you wanted to print off a price sheet for your customers, there's pricing information there. But just play around with it, and you would be pleasantly surprised at what is in here. But yeah, so if you need like product descriptions for your Facebook page or whatever, I know that some of the images are a little bit older, like you can see when it was last updated, but a lot of them have been updated and are brand new, great information for you and your business. So that is under tools and assets in your on your dashboard. That's just a very high level. Very high level. If you have any questions, let one of us know and we can talk to that again.
Okay, so somebody had a question. While in the queue, can you access Build to access Fashion Fundamentals? So Fashion Fundamentals is separate from Build, so you can access it while you're in the queue just by typing the URL in, which is, hold on, I have it. It's, what is it, LuLaRoeFashionFun.com. That's it, right, Molly?
I think so, yeah. I need to get out of here. Let me see. Yeah, LuLaRoeFashionFun.com. And the password is BeOnPurpose17.
Yeah, so you don't have to get to it through Build. You can get to it just by typing in the URL.
LuLaRoe Fashion Fun.
Good question. Okay, so Molly, do you have anything else on your screen to share?
No, not at the moment.
Okay,
So
do you want to flip it back over to me? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so just a couple of other resources I wanted to walk you guys through that are available to you. I mean, Fashion Fundamentals, I mean, I really don't want to be like I had to walk to school barefoot uphill both ways, 4 miles each way. However, I did. When I started there, well, when half of us started, probably 3/4 of us started, there was no Fashion Fundamentals. When I started 2.5 years ago, there was literally nothing. Like, it was just, hey, have fun, have at it. And I mean, there were assets, don't get me wrong. Like, there was some stuff for sure, but like the Fashion Fundamentals, they just launched that last year, and it has slowly gotten better over time. And it is a huge resource that I think the majority of us don't even know exists or know the depth of information that is in there. There is so much in there, you couldn't even get through it all in one day. All the different videos and all the different things you can watch. And, you know, they will post every single training session from, well, maybe not every single breakout session, but they will post all the main speakers from convention. So if you wanted to go and couldn't get a ticket or something like that for convention this year, it will be posted under Fashion Fundamentals. You saw leadership. The coaches and mentors, we get to go to leadership 3 times a year, and they post videos from that as well. So you're seeing the same information and hearing the same information that we are. So please just use the resources that are available to you. I did want to go briefly back into Build. So let me hop over there real quick. Oh, share screen. Desktop. Okay. Share screen. All right, so I'm going to pop over to Build real quick. I'm not going to dive in. I just want to show you like some information that's in here and available to you guys that you may not know exists, but spend some time. Spend time going into Build and clicking through it and seeing all the different information in here. All of the orders that you have placed are accessible here under Orders. You can go into View Order and see your tracking information right here. So make sure that you're just going through and looking for you know, there is information at your disposal. I'm not going to click into Team because it's going to show a lot of personal information for people, but I just want to show you the different, let's see here, reports that are available to you. Field report right here. This is brand new and is amazing. It is real time, where it will show what you and then anyone who is on your team underneath you, how many pieces they've ordered, how many pieces they've sold, what's the retail value of what you've sold. I mean, you too, not just people underneath you, but what are your retail sales? What are your the wholesale value? I mean, there's just all this information there that's real time. We used to get this once or twice a month if we were lucky. And the field report is such a crucial document because 1, you get to track your sales better, but 2, if you do have a team, this is what helps show you the health of your team and how people are doing, and it helps tell a story on where you need to help coach people. It has your whole team tree underneath here, your sponsored numbers. There's a lot of information here, but the field report is probably the biggest piece under team. This bonus section right here just really pulls out for you individually back through time, like how many pieces you ordered per month for each month. Like, it has the month broken out with all the individual pieces that you ordered. We already went through tools and assets, and then you can switch over to Bless. So there's just a lot of information in here, especially under assets that Molly just went through. I'm not going to go through it again, but that you can use and is at your disposal. So make sure that you're doing that. Also on the, let me go back over to Facebook, the FP page. We have a file section on the FP page that unfortunately you can't order or put in any sort of order. So it can be a, hold on please. Yeah, let me close that. Okay. There's Jamie Bagley doing a live. Where did my FP? Huh, okay, my shortcut's gone. Hold please. On the file section, there are a ton of documents that we have put in there over time. Okay, here we go. So like I said, not in any particular order. They come in here like as you've updated them, but there are different presentations in here. Like Jen McCann posted hers on inventory and time management. I have put documents in here on inventory management, fundraisers, supplies. So if you're a QB in this supplies document, actually this looks like it's Carrie's, but I have mine in here as well. Right here, supplies. It has every single piece of whatever product that I ordered when starting my business with links on where exactly I purchased it from. There is, what else is in here as I'm opening this? There's information on sample hostess letters. We've posted our hostess letters in there. So if you are new or just looking to revamp some of your information, there's a ton of info here. And there are oftentimes questions asked that could be answered just by going through the files. Policy and procedures document is in here. It might not be the most recent one. I think it is actually, but that's a critical document that everybody needs to be reading through as well. So just make sure that you're going through, watching the videos. You can get to all the videos. There's a lot of my face. But there's all the check-in posts or check-in videos that I do. Make sure you watch these. I mean, people are, you know, spending time sharing information in here, and there's always valuable information. So if you're in the car and you just want to, you know, get caught up on some stuff, watch some videos. Don't watch. Listen. Don't. If you're driving, don't watch. You don't do that. And then we also have, let me stop the share. We have a YouTube channel. I don't know that everybody knows that. We've shared that before, but I don't think everybody does. So it's Fashion Passionistas. You click on the channel and it has every video that we have done for training up on that YouTube channel. It's not just my videos though. When Molly does a training on her team, she posts her videos on there. When Crystal does one, or Adrian, or Amy Swank, or Jen McCann, they're posting their videos on there. So you can go on there, even if you're not on their smaller team pages, and watch their videos. So it's a huge resource out there. We have our FP33 group, which, you know, I'm still trying to push and take to the next level, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. But it is a goal of mine. So if you are new to the business or are struggling to sell 33 pieces a week, then join that group, because it's a smaller, more intimate group where we are trying to help and push each other. There's the retail therapist page, which is Lisa, my sponsor, her page. There's a ton of information on there, and it's not from me. You can hear from other people like Betsy Thompson and Emily Rignalda and a ton of other people, other coaches and trainers and whoever are sharing all of their insights. There are seriously like mountains of knowledge out there that are being shared. You just have to make the best of it and leverage it. So I just really encourage everybody to spend the time going through that, because I promise you, you will learn a ton from it. Everyone wants to see. I know everybody does. I'm not going to share it. This has been awesome. Oh, good, Shannon. I'm so glad. I can spell, I swear. I trust you. Okay, any other questions? That's all we have. Molly, did you have anything else you wanted to share?
No, sorry about my connection. I think I was kind of going in and out when I was talking before. So
No worries. I didn't hear it, so I don't know that everybody.
Okay, good.
Did. I don't think it was terrible if it was. So.
Okay, good.
Anyone else? Any other questions before we pop off?
But if you have any questions or whatever, feel free to reach out to me at any time with anything.
All right, Molly, thank you so much for doing this with me tonight. And thank you all so much for actually dialing in. I love you. All right, ladies, have a great night. Talk to you later.
See ya.